Good day everyone, welcome to another discussion in art appreciation. So this is a group 11 report and we're going to discuss about Chinese arts, Japanese arts, and Philippine arts. So make sure to finish this video for you to learn and discover more about these arts. So by the way, I am Nena Planto and I'm going to discuss about Chinese arts, a journey through history and culture. So, China has been a center of a cultural and artistic development for centuries. So, China is one of famous about their arts. You know, they have their unique artistic development when it comes to arts. They have they have a lot of famous arts that has been, being present up until now. So, economic modernization has not erased its deep artistic tradition. So, even though nga, nag-modernize na ang world, nag-evolve na, pero ang ilang deep artistic ganing nga tradition is wala nila giwala. Is narang gihapon tong ilang mga techniques, from then until now. So, wala nila ingon nga kanabang, like, for example, nag-evolve lang siya, pero wala siya nag-change. Wala nila giwala tong ilang mga tradition when it comes to arts. Chinese arts reflects history, philosophy, and cultural values. So, Chinese art is really into, emphasizing. They emphasize their culture, their history, their traditions, their philosophy through arts. So, they're famous. Chinese art is famous when it comes to mga kanang emphasizing their ilang mga history. So, ilang mga artists mostly kanang nagpakita kung sa ilang culture, kung sa ilang tradition, ilang mga history. So, that's why they have their muna ilang usa sa ilang artistic traditions sa mga Chinese. Early Chinese art. So, primitive artisans' works date back to the 2nd millennium BCE. So, nagsugod ang ilahang art is from 2nd millennium BCE. So, it's very long time din siya, dugay na siya kaayo. So, maybe the true dynasty saw flourishing art under feudal system. So, ato pa nga mga time nga ang napay mga king or they called it emperor sa China, ruled by the emperor in China. So katubang mga dynasty pa ang nanguna sa China. So that's why dito nagsugod ang ilang mga art. So bronze vessel with intricate designs were common. So I'll explain that kung sana later. Influence of Confucianism. So when we say Confucianism, it is a core beliefs of Chinese people. But sometimes it is usually known as a religion, one of the religion in China. But for them, it is just like a core beliefs. So it is emphasized social harmony and respect. So usapon sila naka-influence sa mga arts sa China, sa Chinese arts kay ang Confucianism. Ang Confucianism is napakita, nag-emphasize mo siya ang kanang social harmony, social interactions with other people. So, their art, reflected their daily life and social interactions with people. Sa ilang arts, when it comes to, katong na-influensya na sa Confucianism is, ang ilang mga artists, nagpakita na og kanabaganing how their daily life, kung sa ilang mga gibuhat in their daily lives, sa ilang mga social interactions. So, as you can see in the paintings, nagpakita sila og lain-lain og kanabaganing ipakita nila ang lain interaction sa mga tao. So, sa ilang arts, through arts. Symbolism played a crucial role in artistics. So, every painting or every arts in Chinese arts really symbolizes, pinaka-importante nila nga, ang ilang gigamang arts is, nag-symbolizes yun na siya into something. Just like this, na Confucianism naka-influence nila to paint or to make arts sa ilang daily lives, sa ilang social interaction. So, that's why they make symbolism, that's why symbolism is really part of their way of showing their arts or showcase their art. I'm sorry. Interaction with other culture. Indian missionaries influenced Chinese arts for centuries. So, dili lang ang ilahang traditions and culture ang naka-influence nila sa ilang arts, kundi ang uban pod nga mga culture. So, as we all know, Confucianism is mo ginay ilahang let's say, religion or ilang core beliefs sa China. But when the Indian missionary comes to their country, na-influensyahan sila o di nagsugod ang culture nila nga Buddhism o religion nila nga Buddhism. Ang Indian ana may naka-influence nila nga religion Buddhism. So that's why ang ilang arts food is kanang usap pod ang arts na na-influensyahan sa mga Indian missionaries. Like na-influensyahan nila mga lain-lain nga techniques and way of making arts through lahi na ilang mga uban nga techniques, like na-influensyahan na sila sa mga Indian missionaries. But 6th century, Chinese artists develop unique styles. So, sa pagka 6th century na, mga Chinese artists is naka-develop na sila mga unique styles. Diyan na sila na-develop nila mga techniques and styles, mga unique na mga pamaagi when it comes to making arts. Art depicted mythical reliance and imaginative landscape. So, ilahang na kuan is ang mga mythical, they get their inspiration by their mythical reliance, mga imaginative landscapes. Next is Chinese painting techniques. So, as I've said, in 6th centuries, muna sila ilang mga discover nga mga techniques and styles. Monumental styles with rocks and mountains as barriers. So, Chinese artists is really good at portraying landscaping. You know, they really emphasize their arts through landscaping. Ilang mga arts gani is more like nature. Kung sila nakita nila, you know, landscaping, you know, makita nila mga mountains, mga rocks, is like in a picture. So multiple perspective used, unlike Western single vanishing points. So dagan sila ikuan og perspective sa ilang arts, like, you know, all of the parts sa ilang tanang nga parts sa ilang painting is siguro nag-symbolize sa siya into something. So dagan sila ikuan nga perspective, unlike sa mga Western single nga, okay, this is just a landscape. Usara pag makita sila usa ka landscape, okay, this is just a landscape, but for them nagkuha sila lang yung perspective sa ilang para sa ilang painting. Sharp brushstrokes provide detail and harmony. So kana ilang brushstrokes usa po na sa pinaka-intricate nga techniques sa mga Chinese artists. Ang ilang brushstrokes very unique and very kaning na-emphasize nila pag-ayo through brushstrokes ang ilang kuan para mas mag-provide sila detailed and harmony sa ilang painting, which is really nice, and makita nimo siya nga very realistic with ang ilang landscape. Porcelain art, yes. Chinese is really famous when it comes to making porcelain vases. You know, for like decorative items na nila gina-display na ang mga vases, kaniya mga porcelain vases, display ni mostly sa mga katong mga higher status na family or kanang people in China. Kay really famous when it comes to making vases like this. Kay very chada man gud ang ilang nga design, you know, like makita nimo siya nga very artistic kayo ang ilang design sa ilang nga vase, unlike sa mga uban nga like, you know, vase lang tas na yung mga design ila is gipakita nila nga lahi ang ilang techniques and style sa ilang porcelain vases, porcelain nga mga arts. Artism was passed down through generations. So from then up until now is ginapass dyan na siya nga tradition nila, nilali nga technique sa paggama og porcelain, pag-design og porcelain art, which is really nice and really unique good siya. Themes of centered on nature, symbolizing harmony. So ilaha nga permi nga kuan, as I've said, Chinese artists is really into nature gini sila. So mostly silang artists nag-symbolize gina siya o mga nature, inana, mga mythical creatures, mga inana. Kay for them it symbolizes harmony manggod. So muna nga medyo into nature kayo sila. Next, common themes in Chinese art. Okay, let's talk about this. First is nature, as I've said, because they believe that man is an integral part of the world. So nature always gina, siguro mga nature lover yun yung mga artists sa China. Kaya gina, pero if you search a lot about Chinese arts, mga paintings nila, mga kanang carvings nila, nagid sila permi, like ilang artists di gawala ang mga nature, mga flowers, leaves, trees, landscapes, inana. So more into nature gid sila kay they believe magud nga kita nga tao is part sa integral world. So that's why ibutang nila ang nature, involve nila ang nature sa ilang mga paintings, sa ilang mga arts. Social life, yes, as I said earlier nga, usap po ang sa Chinese techniques, sa mga themes sa Chinese arts is ang social life, which is ang interaction sa mga tao, sa ilang daily life, inabutang nila permi sa ilang paintings. Mostly, yes, mga tao, you know, ipakita mo niya kay maybe that's their one way to showing people what they do, what they usually do. Nagpakita nila nga inani lang ginabuhat permi, ilang mga rituals, emphasize nila through arts, through paintings, through arts. War and violence, historical conflicts depicts in art. Yes, one thing na naka-influence po sa mga sa theme sa Chinese artists ang ilang mga historical, as I've said, nasa mga dynasty before. So usa po na sa naka-influence sa mga Chinese artists na i-paint nila ang mga katong nahitabo before, ilang gina-carve, ginagama into arts. Kay it's one way for them to give respect for their history kay in that way makananing ma-remain nila nga even now nga dili siya mawala. So through painting gina-emphasize nila ang nilang history, ani sila gikan. So that's why usa po na sa mga famous themes when it comes to Chinese arts, mga war and violence before sa ilang history. Death and ancestry, respect for ancestors sometimes is taken for worship. So death and ancestry, so usa po ni siya sa mga famous nga themes when it comes to Chinese arts. Kay to give honor, it's one way for them to give honor and respect for their ancestors, diba, sa ilang mga ninuno, matag silang respect, and para po mas makatag silang remembrance sa ilang mga kanunuan before. But sometimes if like mag-carve sila, magagawa silang art for their ancestor, they mistakenly accused for like worshiping them, but no, kada siya is one way of showing lang na nila of honor to their ancestors. Dili na siya ingon nga nag-worship sila ana. It's like they make arts to honor and to respect them, kada lang siya. So dili siya ma-mistake dapat nga yung worship nila. Symbolism in Chinese arts. Yes. Arts reflects in artist awareness and beliefs. Yes, Chinese arts really reflects on the artist awareness to their surroundings, their nature, what they hear and what they see on their surroundings, their awareness of what's happening, their experience. So that's why that reflect also in their arts. Yung dili lang sila yung okay, kung sila mahuna-unaan is mura na ilipin. They have their awareness, they have their techniques nga dapat kaya ganing murag mo reflect ka sa imong palibot nga dapat kung sa imong nakita, kung sa imong nadungog, dapat muna ilan ang ginabutang sa ilang nga painting. And their beliefs also, so sa ilang mga traditions, sa ilang culture. So in Chinese art, they believe nga kung mas aware ka sa imong palibot, mas aware ka sa imong culture, sa imong beliefs, sa inyong traditions, sa inyong history, mas ma-emphasize nimo siya og kana ganin, mas intricate nga, mas ma-emphasize nimo through art siya pag-ayo gani. Mapakita nimo nga okay, this is what mapakita nimo kung unsa gid siya, unsa gyud meaning ani nga arts, unsa gyud pulot dulo ani nga arts. Yes. Common symbols, dragons, phoenixes, and nature elements. So di gyud na mawala kasi muna siya mga common symbols, mga dragons. Yes, as we all know, dragons is a famous mythical creatures in China. Yes, dragons, hindi na mawala silang mga symbols when it comes to arts. Phoenixes, yes, nature elements. Nature, as I've said, yung mga Chinese artist is nature lover. Hindi na mawala ilang mga landscape, mga nature elements, and gold and bronze vessels for disease based on status. So, ano ipakita nila? This is what I'm talking about, the bronze and gold vessel. So, ang purpose ani is put sila ani wine or food para ibutang siya sa beside sa remains or sa kanang disease nga ilang mga ancestors. Or mura siya ganing halad, di nila ibutang ilang halad para itapad siya or ibutang siya sa kanang namatay na nilang ancestors. Muna sila one way of showing respect for them. Muna ilaha. Muna siya moy di nila ginabutang mga wine inana. Kaya for them, it's also showing respect man good. Bisag patay na, they gave also kanang offerings. So, offerings to them. Just like, kanang matag niya punta. Just like for us, nato nga, mga Filipino traditions, nga matagtag halad, inana. For them, ano sila isudlanan. Muna siya, itawag siya vessels or mga cauldrons, yan, nagmuntang ilang halad. So, that's it for my part about Chinese art. So, next, we'll discuss about Japanese art. So, Chinese art. So, I hope you learned something. And that's it for my report. Bye!
Japanese art has changed a lot over time. In the past, Japanese was an isolated country, meaning it doesn't interact with other nations. But later on, it started to open up and accept influences from the West, from Europe and America. So as a result, Japanese artists began to combine their traditional styles and materials with the modern Western ideas. So this created a unique and rich art culture that mixes both old and new elements. Traditional Japanese painting focuses on nature and emotional rather than copying real-life objects. Artists often use abstract styles and had a lot of freedom to show their personal ideas and theories. This made Japanese arts very creative and expressive. Let us talk about Haniwa. So Haniwa is an ancient Japanese clay figures. So they were made a long time ago and they were placed in tombs with the dead. So these figures were shaped like people, animals, and even houses. They were believed to protect the spirits of the dead and were part of burial traditions. Haniwa is one of the earliest examples of Japanese ceramic layering. Next is Buddhism. So when Buddhism came to Japan from China and Korea, it had a big impact to Japanese art. So Buddhists made statues and paintings of Buddha and built beautiful temples to worship. In this religion, creating art became a way of showing faith and devotion. So Buddhist art became a major part of Japanese culture. Next is Shintoism. So Shintoism is a Japanese native religion. So it teaches respect for nature and believes that many gods called kami exist in nature. So like the mountains, rivers, and trees and animals. So however, Shintoism doesn't use art like sculptures or painting much to express its beliefs. Instead, natural places and simple shrines were considered sacred and beautiful on other. Next is the ukiyo. So, ukiyo means pictures of the floating world. So, it's a type of Japanese art made using wood printing, a process where artists carve designs into wood, apply ink, and then press paper on it to create prints. So this paint often showed everyday life, landscapes, both famous actors or beautiful women, and were popular during the Edo.
Good day, everyone. My name is Maria Jane Baga Salazar. So, my assigned topic is all about the Philippine arts. So, Philippine arts is all about expressing the rich and diverse culture, history, and beliefs of Filipino people. It's a vibrant tapestry woven from centuries of tradition, influence, and unique artistic expression. It's a story told through pottery, weaving, wood carving, jewelry, painting, and many others form. Each piece holds a piece of a puzzle that makes up the Filipino identity. Number 1. Pottery. This ancient craft involved shaping clay into vessels and objects, then firing them into a high temperature to form a durability. So, the Manunggal jar, a burial jar from Palawan, is a prime example. Manunggal jar isn't just a pot. Its integrate design symbolizes two souls' journey to the afterlife, showcasing the artistic and spiritual beliefs of its creator beyond the ceremonial use of pottery serves a practical purpose like cooling pots and storage. So, arts wasn't just for show, it's part of our everyday life. Number 2. Weaving. Weaving in the Philippines is more than just a craft. It is a cultural practice reflecting the heritage and identity. Integrate patterns and design woven into textile tell the stories, where each thread is a piece of a story about the environment, social structures, and spiritual beliefs of an indigenous community. Ifugao ikat, with its distinctive diamond patterns and vibrant color, and the Tinalak traditional quilt woven by the Tiboli people using the abaca fibers are excellent example with the tinalak such as a frog representing the fertility and the layers of meaning. So every symbols aren't just pretty, but it speaks volumes about the cultural and its history and its spirit. Number 3. The wood carving. Wood carving, these arts are involved shaping wood into a decorative or functional object using tools like chisels or gouge. Color from the Marañons are particularly renowned. This is wood carving and other crafts. The ochre feature motifs like a sarimanu or the mythical bird, the naga, which is the serpent, and the pakurabun offering, reflecting the artistic sensibilities to the Tausug and Maranao people. Number 4. Jewelry. Jewelry in the Philippines, particularly among some Cordillera and Cotabato groups, serves both ornamental and protective purposes. Initially used as amulets against evil spirits, these pieces are integral to cultural identity of this community. For some Filipino groups, jewelry like the Cordillera and Cotabato groups. They see the jewelry not just for adornment. It was a shield against the bad luck, a link to tradition, a family heirloom. It's more than just a pretty thing, it's a piece of history and legacy. And in painting, the Spolarium by Juan Luna, depicting the aftermath of a gladiatorial combat in the Roman Colosseum, where the fallen gladiators are stripped of their weapons and armor. It's considered a powerful allegory for the Philippines' plight under the rule, symbolizing and suffering and exploitation of the Filipino people. So the painting recreates the Spoliarium, a basement of Roman Colosseum where dead or dying gladiators were taken to be stripped off. So Juan Luna, a Filipino painter, used these Roman scenes to express his feeling about the Philippine situation under the Spanish colonial rule before. And it depicts the pain and suffering of the gladiators, reflecting the hardship endured by the Filipino people under the Spanish oppression. And it shows also interpreted as a work of nationalism, reflecting Luna's desire for freedom and justice for his fellow Filipino. It is painted in 1884, and this artwork Spolarium was significantly working, winning a gold medal at the 1884 National Fine Art Exhibition in Madrid. That's all. Thank you.